Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with another episode of American Truck Simulator. We are here in Los Angeles. We just got a little bit of a nap. It's 3:15 in the morning, and what I would like to do is prepare for our next big adventure, which is the long or heavy haul DLC. I am pretty stoked, but first things first, we need to tune our truck in order to best get the most out of this guy. So we'll go ahead and pull on over here to the service bay, repair, upgrade, and paint the truck. All right, let's go on in here and we will, first let's service, make sure that we're good. $191, no worries there. So we've got $49,000 to spend to get this thing ready to go. Now, one thing that we want to do is make sure that this is heavy cargo compatible. So we need torque, we need first gear, we need differential, we need a retarder, and we need 2 powered axles. Now, we do have the 2 powered axles, very important. Looks like we might be able to get a better transmission with a retarder. So let's see if we can get one of those. LAS with the retarder, that increases our heavy cargo capacity pretty well, and we get 5,000 back. So only $4,900 in order to get really well. Let's see, we've got torque. I don't know if we can afford a better engine with the foot-pounds of torque. We certainly can. 1,850 or 2,050 foot-pounds of torque. That is what I'm talking about. Let's see, at 1,200 RPM, they are identical. We can cheap out, or we can spend just a little bit more and go with a Caterpillar. You know what? I'm a Cat fan myself. We'll confirm that order. We've upgraded our truck. Now we've only got like 10,000 in the bank. Well, 17,000 in the bank. But now we are ready to take a look at the job market and see what kind of heavy haul can get the job done. All right, so we need to sort by cargo weight. There we go. Preferably from Los Angeles, please. Really? There is no heavy cargo here? All right. That indeed sucks. So we are going to have to go elsewhere, I believe. Let's see if there's anything in Carlsbad. Yeah, Carlsbad, we've got a big old scrapper, milling machine. You know, a trip up I-5 wouldn't be too bad with this scrapper. It expires in 8 hours, so that gives us plenty of time to get there. I'll go ahead and set my GPS destination. We do have the heavy cargo needed for transport, which is awesome. We'll continue. I'll make my way to Carlsbad and be with you when we pick up the load, so I will be right back with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Let's go to our freight market and grab our bitumen, our Caterpillar scrapper from bitumen to Oakland shippers. So we're going to Oakland, California. Seems like a legitimate strategy. $78 a mile. Not as profitable as to Bakersfield, but this will give us a little bit of challenge, let's say. It does have a secondary hinge right here, which is awesome. The extra pivot points add a lot to trailer control and backing and all that good stuff. But looks like our trailer is right over here. We will go ahead and put on our 4-ways here. And there she is, nice, big, and beautiful. I also downloaded a mod that will put accurate or world accurate logos and branding on these things. So this will be indeed a Caterpillar. Let's see if I can back up to her here. Nice and easy, real respectable like. And we'll line up our 5th wheel here as best we can. We sort of want to point outward. There we go. Trailer is locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Let's go ahead and kick up the landing gear. The beacons are on, our 4-ways are on. Let's take a look at this monstrosity while we are here. Look at this thing. Massive. And when the sun comes up, we will be able to look at it in a more positive light. but definitely pretty cool stuff. All right, let's see if we can roll out of here in second gear. Yeah, we've got the torque to do that pretty good. Feeling okay with that. This thing is definitely a monster. Let's mind our P's and Q's as we exit here. We don't want to clip that edge, but we want to get pretty much a straight shot out of here as best we can. So there we go. Let's straighten it up. The trailer will follow suit, and we will be leaving for Oakland, California. All right, let's try not to stop if we can help it. A nice California stop. We don't want to break our momentum here. And then once we get on I-5, it should not be too awful bad, mostly highway driving here. But this long trailer may give us a headache when it comes to intersections and stoplights, that sort of thing. We don't want to shorten any of these corners up. Unlike the Euro Truck Simulator DLC, the trailer does not follow itself around, so we have to be extremely mindful when we make very sharp right-hand turns like the one that is coming up. Yeah, if you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather here, but I'm not going to try to let that affect my performance today. Got a little bit of congestion here, but I wanted to get in here and do this DLC, get a hold of these trailers. Kind of clip the curb just a touch there, but not too bad. That'll set us well for the ramp. And making our way to Oakland. 55 miles an hour all the way up, and I don't think we'll have too many exits that is going to impede our progress here. Take it nice and wide, then cut it. Keep that in the mirror. Outstanding. We rounded the turn. Let's get this bad boy up to speed. We got to use all 10 gears in this thing. Let's go up to 9th. Excuse me. Coming through, thank you. We sort of cut that guy off just a touch, but no worries, I'm sure. This is California. But we're going to be on this highway for a bit, and the sun is about ready to come on up. Let's see if we can get it into 10th gear here. Let's set the cruise for 55. And we are gaining speed. Outstanding. We'll be mindful of any hills that is going to come our way. But this is where we are going to be living here. But it is good to be back in American Truck Simulator. Thank you so much for joining me once more. If you have been around my channel for a long time, you know that American Truck Simulator is where I began my, I wouldn't call it a full-time, but when I started uploading consistently, let's say, American Truck Sim was my bread and butter, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad to be back in it with these new challenging trailers. Something this big and this long, you know, it's definitely a challenge. I mean, look at this monster. Pretty big indeed. It sort of dwarfs everything around. I could just imagine coming up to one of these trucks on the highway, get a Final Destination vibe. You don't want this thing coming off your trailer, that is for sure. So hopefully I-5 will sort of bypass Los Angeles. We do not want to be dealing with stoplights and stop and go traffic at all. As little as possible. Hopefully the route to Oakland will sort of dump us on the back side of the city, or at least get us to our drop-off point nice and quickly. Now, from what I've heard, the drop-off points for these trailers are pretty much drive straight in, as the secondary pivot point makes backing these trailers pretty rough. Ooh, our driver's leveled up. We'll have to take a look at that once we park. Simone, I think, is one of our oldest drivers. She's doing the work for us, and a few jobs for her, and she will pay off the difference of our new transmission and engine. That is for sure. Luckily, I upgraded this truck beforehand, so whoops, we're sort of getting into the other lane here, but the sun is starting to rise. It's 5:30 in the morning, and we're about 9 hours out from Oakland, so that's going to put us at around 2:30. 14:30 hours will be in Oakland. You can sort of see that traffic in the mirror sort of passing or trying to pass to the left. I imagine this wide load or these oversized loads are definitely a handful for drivers. Yeah, that van. Go on, Mr. Van. We're going to pass Bakersfield in Los Angeles and head on up to San Francisco here. And 55, I sort of wish we could get faster, but then again, considering the load that we have, I don't think going faster would be the prudent thing to do, as will be essentially a bullet train. I still have to get used to how close I can ride the dotted line, because the equipment sort of sticks off to the side of the trailer just a touch, and I don't want to make the AI hate me, as the AI definitely already hates me as it is, so I don't want to make a bad situation worse, that's for sure. What is this van doing in front of us? There goes the retarder kicking in auto-magically, which is very nice. It's attached to our cruise control, so it's using the transmission to slow us down rather than brakes. We don't want to lose air pressure, that is for sure. Up, more income from our drivers. Outstanding. Stella is another one of those long-time heavy hitters. Oh, I was going to say we're actually making a pass on this guy, but he's taking the exit. No worries. It's nice to keep the highway to ourselves. It's really light. I don't have any traffic mods or anything like that. So it's pretty much free and clear wherever we go. But wow, look at those mountains back there. That's pretty cool. One thing about American Truck Simulator that I do miss is just the chill factor and just riding along. Okay, Mr. Policeman. My retarder is on and I am not going to be on the brakes, so just cut me some slack there, buddy. Don't have time to be dealing with a speeding ticket now. Nah, he's CHP. He's got better things to do. California Highway Patrol. You know, I think we picked a good time to leave. The traffic sort of fluctuates throughout the day, and as long as we miss the lunchtime rush in Oakland, we should be fine. Going through these mountains here, I'm hoping that these hills don't pose too much of a problem. We may have to downshift a few times. What do we have here? Steep. Alright, so looks like we may be going downhill a bit, which is good for us, but our retarder might be going to work. Alright, so we've got a truck lane to the right. Let's use it. That way, if we become a runaway vehicle and such, we've got sort of a runoff area that we can bleed off speed. And I wonder if that's a thing in American Truck Sim. Let's downshift a couple. Keep those engine RPMs up, and this is a pretty steep climb. That's why they have this truck lane instigated. And oh, it looks like a CHP has busted one of our brethren here. Is that a broken down truck? It looks like it is. Steep grades. Now I wonder if we'll be going downhill. Yeah, we slowed down to 21 miles an hour there rather than the 55. And with this monster on our back, there's no wonder that we are barely creeping along. Jeez, it's like that tire is almost bigger than my whole truck. This is what American Truck Sim definitely needed, though, is the challenge. Oh, now we're going downhill. Alright, so we can switch to a lower gear here, try to top the engine out. Alright, let's see if we can get up to the speed limit here, but people are going to be People are going to be passing us. We'll hop in the runaway lane here. And we'll just stay in this gear. Whoops. It's cool that those runaway lanes are here. When I actually drove across the country through Wyoming and places like that, I saw the runaway truck lanes with the gravel and the ramp up to stop a truck whose brakes have faded. But I haven't touched my brakes once, so pretty good deal for us. We're back in 10th gear at 55 miles an hour, and we're settling in. No speeding ticket for us, and the retarder is on just very slightly. Looks like we'll be following this on around, and there is nothing to... Oh yeah, there is some to Bakersfield and Fresno, but we're going to be making this right turn here, and it looks like we've done this route before. We're going to Lake Huron. Okay, sounds good. And the West Ridge Freeway. Okay, I'll roll with you. I've only been to California once, and I've flown in, so I'm not familiar with the roads, but I am familiar with Interstate 5 as it goes all the way through Seattle and up to Vancouver. So I've driven my fair share of Interstate 5, that is for sure, but not the California side. Yeah, let's try not to pick up too much speed while this police officer is in front of us. The retarder is doing a pretty good job. I'm glad we went and got that accessory. Oh, helicopter. I wonder if the helicopter guy is looking down and saying, that is a huge load. And one thing I would like to see on the road is another one of these heavy hauls. I want to see how the AI deals with these heavy loads. And looking across the way, we've got some tubes, some containers, but no heavy haul stuff. But I am surprised at how thin the traffic has been lately. It seems like we've been minding our own business, and the AI is, you know, picked and choose and gone around us smartly. No one has tried to cut in front of us and hit the brakes and make us hit them, because I doubt we are going to stop with any quickness. Not with 90,000 pounds at our back, that is for sure. Alright, so it looks like we're about halfway through this journey. We've got a clover leaf coming up. Looks like we're staying straight. Oh. And Oakland and San Francisco. When you're on a road trip, one of the things that I look for is that the destination city actually appears on the road signs. And indeed, Oakland is appearing, so we're pretty close. What do we have here? Move, Volvo. What is your problem, man? Probably dealing with all those people doing lane changes. It sucks that killed our momentum, but we are heading back downhill here. I'll set the cruise once more, and they'll leave us in the dust. They do their slow down, and they're like, you know what? We'll go for it. Ooh, a way station. Now that's going to be interesting because we are very heavy. Will the way station let us go, or will we be penalized for such things as these? That's what I want to know. Funny though, I don't see it coming up on the map, and I think we've gone about a mile. Yeah, we've gone a mile. Where is this way station that you so speak? Either that, or I don't think the game would dynamically change. Like if you have a heavy load, it just says, you know what, don't spawn any way stations this time. I'm not sure. That'd be an interesting bit of programming if that indeed was a thing. But I am not seeing any way stations, and I haven't yet. It's also good though, I don't want to stop, that is for sure. Pretty cool stuff. Let's not run into our guy as we take a look at our load once more. Yeah, that thing is a beast. Got some dirt on it. Hey, mud. I wonder if the pack that I downloaded does not account for the mud. So maybe the mod author will get back to that. Either that or mud is a legitimate. Please pull in. Alright, we're gonna have to pull in. Let's get this baby slowed down. We will be going into the way station. That was the longest mile I've ever seen in my life, but no worries. All right, let's ease her on in here. 15 miles an hour. We'll be close. There we go. Stop at the truck scale. All right, let's see if this thing says, "You are way too heavy, good sir." Yes, I know. We will stop and submit to an inspection. That's my plan. That's my goal. And the police are here, of course. 130,000 pounds. Thank you for your cooperation. Well, thank you for following the law. We could have made a break for it, but we'll be okay. Now the tricky part is getting back on the highway with this thing, and we are so long we really had to wait to do our lane change there. We're coming out, and we want the world to know. And you're not going to do it, are you, Jeep? Of course. What are you doing, man? Just go. Well, that was not smooth by any means. The AI did not do us any favors there. Let's get back up to speed here and get back on our way. Now, if there's another way station along the way, then I am going to be ticked. Now, fuel station, and we're at a half a tank. Let's see what our mileage is and our distance. Do we have a distance here? Let's see, we're getting 6 miles to the gallon. 531. Oh yeah, we're good. We are good to go. 111 gallons. That's what I need to know. Especially rolling low RPMs like this will save some gas. Everyone's passing us like we're standing still, but this hill will give us the momentum we need. And a pretty cool looking police car. The Ford. All right, Oakland and San Francisco, we're bypassing this next one. 4 hours away at 160 miles. I don't know if that adds up, but our ETA is 1330, so essentially we shaved an hour off of my previous estimate, which is pretty good. Never hurts to shave an hour off. Let's see exactly when we are expected. Between 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock, essentially. So, yeah, we are going to make it on time, for sure. We don't have any time to sleep, but we will make it on time. So we'll keep pushing on through for the next 3 hours and 56 minutes. Pretty cool wind farm ahead. And I'm pretty excited for the next DLC, whatever that may be, whatever new state that SCS decides to put in, I will be all for, as this is a game with a lot of replay value, for sure, if this is your sort of thing. Or Solia brought in $3 grand. So we've made $10,000 driving, which is good because we certainly haven't spent that much, so we're making money with our drivers, which is the tough grind at the start of the game when you're independent. Once you get a few drivers under your belt and it snowballs, then you can essentially take any trip anywhere and not have to worry about losing money. All right, Sacramento. Where did Oakland go? Did Oakland disappear from the map? It probably did. But pretty good. I haven't touched the brakes much at all this trip, which is of course saving fuel. The more steady you can keep your engine. Only had to accelerate for that way station. And that's why I sort of took this trip, because I-5, I knew we could make it there with little traffic interference. That Jeep certainly didn't help matters much, but that's because we were forced to pull over. If we didn't have to pull over, then we would be in like a dirty shirt and continuing to cruise. It'll be interesting once this game gets big enough as far as the map is concerned that you can do your cross-country trip and just settle in for a multi-day journey across the country. That'll be really cool, and I'm sure a bunch of people will live stream the Los Angeles to New York run or something like that with the heavy haul. bringing one of these beasts across the country. Which doesn't seem economically sound. I'm sure one of these things is closer than Boston, or closer to Boston than Los Angeles, you know. But maybe they want this specific one. Maybe someone stole their cargo across country and now they're getting it back. Or we're a repo guy. One thing that I did notice that wasn't there when I played last time, I don't believe, is that blue. I guess that's an easy pass for the tolls. Right there in the center of the windshield. I don't remember that. So pretty cool that they allow the ability to just roll on through, especially with trailers such as this. You don't want to try to cram this in a toll booth, so it's better just to keep your momentum up and keep on going. And I don't know what the fine is for skipping a way station, but if it was economically feasible, if you were going to incur a late penalty, then it might be worth it to skip the way station, but who knows. But it's been a fun trip so far. Nice and smooth, nothing unexpected, and that's what you need for a brand new trailer that you don't know how it's going to respond. And if you wanted a challenge, for sure, the inner city delivery would be something to try. Bridget levels up, and Rosarka. So Rosarka's done several runs since we've been on the road. Rosarka's leveled up, so we still don't have enough map to justify going over 3 points in long distance. So once the drivers are all situated with 3 points of long distance, then we can work on their other skills, their other qualifications, and get even more cargo. And it makes me wonder if heavy haul is a skill that the AI drivers need in order to haul the big stuff. And if that is the case, I'll definitely focus on the heavy cargo, as I'm sure they pay a very pretty penny to get it there safely and in one piece. Less than 2 hours now. You couldn't even watch Star Wars in the time it would take us to get there. So we are essentially one Star Wars away from our destination of Oakland, California. We'll be passing by San Francisco, and I don't believe we'll be getting close to Sacramento, Cal, and that farm equipment over there. It makes me wonder if they build it from scratch, because those implements and those machines look awful close to farming sim. Just saying. And I mean, those guys are farming sim experts as far as modeling is concerned with the tractors and whatnot, so you might as well lease a few models from them to get that sense of realism. Holy crap, is this like a big old canal? Yeah. It's like a man-made river. Not the LA River, of course. We are miles away from Los Angeles, thankfully. But we are on our way. Santa Cruz and San Francisco exit coming up. Please don't slow down. Please get back up to 55 miles an hour. Don't make me slow down for you. And what I don't want to see is another car coming down the off-ramp, because it may shoot out in front of this red truck, and he may want to be nice and yield the right of way, which is not good for anybody, especially a truck pulling 90,000 pounds behind him. I know the speed limit is 55. That's the one complaint about California, a low speed limit. Shoot, once you get on I-80 and you get going through Wyoming, and you come down through Nebraska and the Plain States, you can get going up as far as speed is concerned, like these guys are. We trucks have to be relegated to 55, and for safety reasons, and reasons such as this, I could see it. I mean, this thing is a beast monstrosity of a thing. And one thing that Squirrel pointed out in his first look video that I am also a fan of are those flags waving in the breeze, and they are dynamic. When you come to a stop, the flags sort of lower, so it does take wind into account whenever you are pulling a heavy load. And as a matter of fact, I don't even have a beacon button assigned. So for the next episode, I'll definitely remember to turn my beacons on. There was really no need for beacons before this DLC, so I'm glad that they added the truck-mounted beacons, which we can certainly add, and then the beacon lights on the trailer are for these oversized loads. You know what, just an aside, I hate these roads like this that split off. As far as discoverability and getting all the roads discovered, you hate things like this because if it's a 2-lane or a 4-lane that is, you know, conjoined, like where that 580 sign is on the GPS, you discover the road. But when the road splits like this, you got to go up it and you got to go down it, which I guess encourages replay value and driving the same route twice, but what it certainly does do is tick me off as well. All right, so it looks like we may have an exit here, which we do indeed. The next exit is ours, and that left turn into Oakland is going to be trouble for sure. Luckily, we can pretty much block the on-ramp coming up, but you know, turning that first right into the city and that left, holy crap, man. All right, let's get ready to do it. Let's slow down here, use that engine brake. All right, let's get to the top of the hill. Let's hope that no one is coming, but I do have to stop just in case. All right, look to the left. That's going to be our most important. Right is clear. Look to the left, please. We're good. Let's go. Now we need an amazingly wide berth here. Let's cut the corner like that, straighten up as soon as possible. Outstanding, we're going to be good. Now, one thing I'm really concerned about is these turns into Oakland, because we are going to be at a sharp right, then a sharp left. We're 2 minutes away from our destination, and we've actually arrived 2 hours before the time. We can afford to go a better way if a better way suits us as far as drivability is concerned. But looking at this, it's either a 90-degree left or a 90-degree right. And for this trailer, I believe the left turn is going to work out for us better, because we can sort of go off of this turn and make the turn wider. So we're not trying to cram the whole trailer into a massive right-hand turn. All right, let's make sure we're not going to clip the inside. Outstanding. And it looks like this is a straight-on shot, so this indeed is the best way to go. Now this turn is kind of sharp. I want to sort of get out here a bit. No one's coming, so I want to swing this wide as best we can. There we go, nice and easy, real respectable like. Straighten her out, and then let's drive straight on into the port here. Now I do not know where we are dropping off at, so we will take our time here. Turn our four-way flashers on. Luckily, we don't have to worry about traffic exiting the port. That would be a pain in the rear end as well. So we will take this wide and then cut it and straighten off. Get it as straight as possible. Hey, buddy. Kind of a close shave. Let's keep it as straight as we can here. Now we can sort of bring it around to the right. And here we go. Our delivery point is right up here next to the fence. Can't ask for much better than that. All right, let's bring it in straight. Wait for the ding that says we did it. And there we go. Whoops. I overshot just a bit. Let's back up just a touch. There we go. Cargo is ready. Let's drop it off and see our results. $32,000, 900 experience. We are a professional. 5,000 for fragile cargo. That's awesome sauce. Long distance and proficiency, so nothing as far as the heavy haul is concerned. But that is going to do it for me and this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throw the parking brake on and take a look at the beast that we just delivered. That is pretty cool stuff, I must say. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, of American Truck Simulator. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize again for my voice, but I wanted to get this out. If it sounds like crap, you aren't even going to see this. So hopefully I can do some cleaning up in editing. But like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next American Truck Sim video. That was anticlimactic. Take care.